Hi everyone, my name is Alexis, and today I wanted to make this video to talk a little bit about toxic relationships. I don't want to use the term narcissist because I feel like a lot of people are just throwing that term around and they don't really know what the true definition of it is. They just see somebody acting crazy and they call them a narcissist. Although I do believe that the person that I was with was in fact a narcissist. But in this video I'm just going to use the term toxic person. But I wanted to share some experiences that I've had with this toxic person to maybe try and help somebody who went through something similar so that they can know that they're not alone, or to even help somebody who may be really young and starting a new relationship and doesn't really know the signs to look out for, to be sure that the person that they're with is not toxic. So I just wanted to share a few of my experiences that I've had with this person. But in this video in particular, I'm going to be talking about reactive abuse. And reactive abuse is when the toxic person keeps trying to provoke you to get a reaction when you aren't really doing anything wrong. They just like to push your buttons, keep pushing them until you react strongly. That's what narcissists typically like to do. They like to get reactions from people because it shows that they have control over that person. So usually with reactive abuse, it happens like the narcissist will provoke you in front of people. Well, not in front of people. They'll provoke you before you get to the event, and then they'll provoke you while you're there together just to get a reaction from you, and then they'll flip the blame onto you once you finally react in front of the crowd that you're in front of. And then he'll try to flip the blame onto you. Like, he'll be like, oh, see how she treats me? You see how she reacts to me? Like, I don't deserve this. They just try to do that in front of people so they can get other people to think that you're the bad guy, when it's really not the case. And toxic people are very good at making the victim look like the bad guy. But in my situation was a little bit different, a little bit unique, because me and this toxic person didn't really go anywhere together. We didn't hang out with friends together. We didn't have any mutual friends. Certain times I did go places with him, but I realized how toxic he was when we would go out places together. It would always end bad, no matter what. Something would happen, or he would say something about something that I did, or it's like something always happened where he would bring out the worst in me, pretty much. So eventually I stopped wanting to go places with him. But this particular time, I did go somewhere with him. We ended up going to one of his family members' birthday parties. It actually wasn't his family member. It was just like a close friend, like a family friend of his or whatever. It was a big birthday party. It was like her 40th birthday party. And we went there. Everything was good at first. I mean, I felt a little bit uncomfortable being there because a lot of the people I didn't know. And I tended to actually feel uncomfortable going anywhere with him because he's just like a very dominant and masculine personality that I just felt like I couldn't 100% be myself, because he would point out things that I did that bothered him and it would be embarrassing to me. So I would mostly just not be myself. I would just be who he kind of like didn't say he wanted me to be like that, but if I felt like I had to be a certain way when we were out, especially if it was around people that he knew, because I just didn't want to have myself be embarrassed by him. So this time, we're at the family friend's birthday party. His mother was there too. And I'm pretty cool with his mother. I don't have a problem with her. She's nice. She never did anything to me. He said a lot of bad things about her, but I think she's nice. But now, at this party, everything was going good. Everything was fine. And then he started drinking. And he ended up drinking a little bit too much. And he was smoking weed with the lady's son. Like, it was her 40th birthday. Her son, her, like, 25-year-old son or something like that. They were smoking a blunt. And then the kid's friend tried to smoke with him or something. Like, he tried to grab the blunt. And then my boyfriend, at the time, being his dominant self, he got offended that the person was trying to smoke his blunt, I guess, without asking first. So he started making a big deal about it. He went crazy, made a huge fuss about it. And then things just like got out of hand. I went in the car. I had my 2 kids with me. I have a 7-year-old and a 14-year-old, but they were like 5 and 12 at the time, I believe. And I said, come on guys, let's go in the car, because I think we're gonna get ready to leave soon, because things were starting to get heated up, and I just didn't want to be there with my kids. So then we took his car there, of course. So I had the keys. I get in the car, and we're sitting in the car waiting, and I'm trying not to get involved in what they're arguing about. I'm just sitting in the car watching from a little bit of a distance, parked right in front of the house, and they were on the front step. So they started arguing back and forth, and then he turned it into like a huge drama thing. He started talking about how the lady was being funny because he asked if he could park his car there that he was trying to sell, and she told him that he had to move it for the party. He had his car parked there, but she said that he had to move it because they were having the birthday party. But the lady's son had his car parked in the driveway, which didn't have plates on it either. So he felt like she was trying to be funny towards him. So he brought that up and said, how you make me move my car, but he gets to leave his car there, but that's her son. And like, he would just like start things about irrelevant things to make himself look all tough. Like, he was going crazy. Then he really started going crazy. He was saying like that he's from this certain town, which is like considered a ghetto town, I guess, around where I live. So he was bragging that he's from this town, you're pussy, like I'm from here, so I'm a tough guy, basically, is what he was trying to get across to these people. And I was so embarrassed, and I know my kids were probably embarrassed as well. And I'm trying to get him to calm down, and then the lady's like, isn't this your man? Get your man. And I'm just looking like, I cannot control this man's actions. This isn't my fault. So I get out the car. I'm like, all right. I said, come on, let's go. Like, seriously, like, this is just so uncalled for right now. Like, this is not necessary. You're ruining this lady's party. You're making everything about you. And that's something that toxic people tend to do. They tend to make everything about them, even if it's somebody else's special day. They will, if they're not getting the respect and the like recognition that they feel that they deserve, then they will take that attention off of whoever is getting it and bring it back onto them so that they'll be the focus. That's what I noticed that toxic people like to do a lot. They like to be the center of attention, whether that's good attention or bad attention. They don't care. They just need the attention. And the whole ride home, after we eventually ended up leaving, I finally got him in the car and ready to leave after he spit in people's face and was like spitting as he's screaming at them. Like, spit was flying everywhere. Like, it was just crazy. It was a freaking mess. Then he made it about me, and he said, you on their side? He said, she's dead wrong for that. She's dead wrong. She made me move my car, but he didn't have to move his car. I said, that's her son. I said, and it doesn't matter. I said, it's her birthday party. She wanted you to move the car. You have to move the car, point blank, period. Like, there shouldn't even be an argument about that. There shouldn't even be a reason to feel some type of way. And he said, you're taking their side. I said, no, I'm not taking anybody's side. I said, I'm just saying what's right and what's wrong. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. I said, even if I didn't know you from a hole in the wall, I said, I would still say what is right and what is wrong. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your feelings are hurt because of that. Like, that has nothing to do with it. Like, you just sat here and ruined this lady's day because you felt like you weren't getting enough attention. And I got called all types of names, and he didn't let it go for like 3 days. I had to hear about this for like 3 days, and he was like, that's crazy. He said, I'll never respect you. I'll never look at you the same. Calling me all types of names. I don't want to repeat everything that he said because it's just very like, gives me like anxiety even thinking about it. I really don't even like thinking about it, but I just wanted to share this experience that I had just so you can get an idea of what they do. Like, if somebody does stuff like that and they try to make attention onto them, or they try to put attention onto you or whatever, that's just a huge sign, huge red flag. And also, what I was saying, how my case is a little bit unique, how and when I said that my case is a little bit unique because how narcissists usually will try to make you out to be the bad guy in front of other people, well, this toxic person tried to make me out to be the bad guy in front of my own kids. And no, he's not the father of my children. He's been in our life for 6 years, but he's not their father. But he would try to make me seem to be a bad person in front of my kids, and he would be like, see what your mother does? Your mother, she's on their side, da 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 da. And then he would say these things to my kids, and my kids, like, my kids know that I didn't do anything wrong, but still, like, he tried to make my kids not like me. Like, he tried to make my kids not respect me and not, like, he just tried to make my kids look at me like I'm a bad person when I did absolutely nothing wrong. And that's something that he did a lot. Like, when me and him would argue, and he would be the main cause of the arguments half the time. Like, I really didn't like stirring up the pot because I don't want to deal with that. It's very stressful dealing with somebody like that. But he would try to say things to my kids or in front of my kids that would make me seem like I'm a bad person or I'm a bad parent. Or he would say, stop trying to be friends with your kids and be a parent. Like, he would just say crazy, messed up things that he should have never said because there was no reason for those things to be said at the time. Like, it was completely irrelevant to the situation. And they had nothing to do with what happened. And neither did I. I really had nothing to do with it either. I was just there because I was with him. But that had nothing to do with me. And he took it out on me in front of my kids. And that's just what I wanted to share, is that when you're with somebody and they make everything about them and they try to drag you into their bullshit and make you out to be the bad guy, that's the #1 sign that this person is toxic, and you need to get rid of that person ASAP. Don't give them a second chance. For real, it's not worth it, because it gets worse. It doesn't get better. Some days might be better than others, but ultimately it never gets better. It just gets worse. I'm not gonna lie. A toxic person does know how to butter you up after an argument. They're pretty good at that. They know how to make you like them again, or make you start to trust them again. But then they do the same thing, and the next time it's usually 10 times worse than the first time, and it just keeps getting worse and worse, and it's just a repeating pattern. And if you don't want to deal with that, don't talk to them after they do it the first time. Cut them off completely, because once you stay in this hole with this person, it gets deeper, and deeper, and the deeper it gets, the harder it is to get out. So yeah, I just wanted to share that experience that I've had, and hopefully it can help somebody else who's going through something similar to see that they're not alone, like I said before, or even just to help you be aware of the red flags, because not everybody is raised in a specific way where they know that that's not normal. Like, somebody might have grown up with things like that happening around them, so they may believe that to be normal, but it's not normal. And nobody should ever make you feel like you did something wrong when you know truly in your heart that you did nothing wrong. So if you know you did nothing wrong, don't believe somebody when they keep saying that you did. I mean, unless if it's coming from a whole bunch of different people, not just this one particular person. Not saying don't take advice from others if they're saying that you're doing something wrong, but when it's coming from one person and that one person only, it's a red flag. Thanks for watching. Comments or likes, subscribe are appreciated. Thank you.